In this video, I'm going to show you how to evaluate functions for a given value. So the function that we're starting with is f of x is equal to negative x squared minus 2x minus 4. And the first problem we're going to do is to find f of 3. So what does that mean, find f of 3? Well, if function notation is confusing for you, then whenever you see f of x, you can go ahead and cross it out and just think of it as y. F of x is just the output of a function when x is the input. So when we're asked to find f of 3, you'll notice that the 3 is in the same position that the x was in that problem, right? So x was substituted with 3. So we're being asked, hey, when x is 3, what's f of 3? What's the output? What's the y? So the way we're going to figure that out is to take that 3, that's replacing x, and we're going to replace it wherever we see an x in the function. And from there, that'll tell us what our y value or our output or our f of x is. All right, so here we go. We're always going to start by rewriting the function so we don't miss anything. And then it's important to note that every time we go to replace that x with 3, that we do it in parentheses, okay? So wherever I see an x, instead of writing an x, I'm going to write a 3. So starting from left to right, f of 3 is equal to, I'm going to bring down that negative sign. I'm going to replace x like we said with 3. I'm going to bring down that exponent of 2. I'm going to bring down this minus 2. I'm going to replace x again with 3. And I'm going to bring down that minus 4. So we have done the substitution piece. If you are with me so far, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. We're going to proceed. So now we're just following order of operations. So I see a 3 to the second power. That's 9. I'm going to bring down that minus sign. I have negative 2 times positive 3. That's negative 6. And I'm going to bring down that negative 4. All right, so now I have f of 3 is equal to negative 9 minus 6. That's negative 15. I'm bringing down that negative 4 again. And I have f of 3 as my conclusion is equal to negative 19. And so what this means is that for this function f, when the x value is negative 3, the corresponding y value is negative 19. So this would show itself on a graph, if I graph this function, as the ordered pair 3, negative 19, right? So the one in parentheses is my x. So when the x was 3, the output that we got was negative 19. So if I graphed it, that would be there. All right, let's do this second example, f of negative 1. So we're going to use the same function, but this time we are substituting we're substituting x with negative 1. Again, doing it in parentheses, and we'll see why it's important. So I'm going to bring down that negative sign, replace x with negative 1, bring down the exponent, bring down the negative 2, replace x with negative 1, bring down the negative 4. Now I'm just following order of operations, so I see that I have negative 1 being raised to the second power. That's positive 1. Now just follow me to the upper right-hand corner for a second. I want to show you, if you're someone that's putting this in your calculator and you put negative 1 squared like that in your calculator, it's going to tell you that it's negative 1, not positive 1, and it would be correct. But that's because you're putting it in the calculator incorrectly. So the way it's written here is asking me to only square the 1. So 1 squared is 1, and then it'll bring down that negative sign. So that is negative 1. So if you want the calculator to square the negative 1, then you have to tell it that by putting that negative 1 in parentheses. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you understand the importance of the parentheses. That negative sign is going to come down. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2, and that negative 4 is going to come down. So again, I'm sure a lot of you are just putting this straight in the calculator one shot or doing it in one shot in your head. Negative 1 plus 2 minus 4 is negative 3. So I have f of negative 1 is equal to negative 3, meaning that when the x value is negative 1, the f of x, or the output, is negative 3. We have one more example that's going to have a fraction and it's going to be a negative, but that's okay. We're still following the same procedure. So we're trying to find h of negative 1/2 for the function that's being given above. So h of negative 1/2 is going to be equal to, again, everywhere I'm seeing an x, I'm just going to replace it with negative 1/2 because you see that the x and the negative 1/2 are in the same place. So instead of writing x, I'm writing negative 1/2. I'm bringing down that exponent of 2, minus 2 times. Again, I'm replacing x with negative 1/2. Just start to follow the order of operations now. So negative 1/2 squared is positive 1/4, bringing down that 4. And then I have a negative 2 times a negative 1/2, which is going to be a positive 1. H of negative 1/2 is equal to 4 times 1/4 is 1. Bring down that other plus 1, and I'm going to be done in 2 seconds. H of negative 1/2 is equal to 2. So when the x value of the function h is negative 1/2, the corresponding y value, or the output, is 2. On the bottom right here, you have a practice problem that you can try on your own. The answer to it is going to be in the description of the video. So if you do it, go ahead and scroll down and see how you did.